Okay. I think we're back. I hope. All right, now let's go ahead and get our AWAS tuned.
RO9er. Density altitude -400 feet. Corvallis Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation. 1356 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Solid overcast at 4600 feet. Temperature 10. Dew point 8. Altimeter 3009er. Density altitude -400 feet. Corvallis Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation. 1356 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Solid overcast at 4600 feet. Temperature 10. Dew point 8. Altimeter 3009er. Density altitude -400 feet. Corvallis Municipal Airport.
Alright, we got calm winds, so I think we can just depart right over here so we don't have to taxi all the way to 3.5, which was originally intended. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. Looks like all the temperatures are good now, so let's go ahead and get our IFR clearance. So let's call over the flight service station, see if we can get our IFR clearance. Corvallis Flight Service, West Coast 4, request IFR clearance to McMinnville.
Coast 2, clear to McMinnville, radar vectors Newburgh, then as filed, climb and maintain 6,000, departure on 127.5, squawk 1215, released for departure, clearance void, if not off by 1507 Zulu, time now 1452.
Okay, West Coast 4, we're cleared to McMinnville, radar vectors to UBG, then as filed, climb maintain 6,000, departure on 127.5, squawk is 1215. We're released for departure, clearance void if not off by 1507, time now 1452, West Coast 4.
Coast 2, read back correct, cleared to McMinnville as filed, climb and maintain 6,000, departure on 127.5, squawk 1215. Coast 2, read back correct, ground is on 121.7, safe flight, sir.
Alright, I think we are ready to go, so let's take a quick look here where we're headed. So I think for just simplicity, I think we'll just go down here and depart on 17, and then we'll just make a left turn out and head north. Be the easiest way. We are flying direct to this VOR up here, which would be Newburgh at 117.4, so we'll go ahead and get that ready to go. See if we can pick that up just off of the ground here. Should be that, and now we'll go ahead and get ready to taxi. We're going to release our parking brake. let's go ahead and get our tail wheel unlocked first, get it out of the way. Okay, is he getting in here to see this? Okay, now we are unlocked. And then let's go ahead and get taxied out. Again, we're going to just go down here and depart on 17. Corvallis traffic. West Coast 4, we're taxiing to runway 17 for a departure. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Pull the power back a little bit. And we'll go ahead and hold short here. And we'll get tail wheel, parking brake on. All right, we'll get ready to do our checklist here before takeoff. We got comms autopilot. We're going to get our pitot heat on. Anti-ice we won't need. Our fuel boost pumps are coming on. We don't need flaps. Our trim is set for takeoff. We are props full, fuel full forward. We are on auto rich. And carb heat is still cold and locked. Cowl flaps are going to trail. Cowl flaps are in trail. We're going to go landing lights on. We'll get our brights on. We're good there. The transponder is on. Squawking, and tail wheel is going to come unlocked. Okay, unlocked so we can taxi out. And we're going to get departing here. So not sure why we have this problem. I just don't know why our directional and compass are different. So I think there's a key command for gyro. So let's just take a quick look. Unfortunately, the control thing is a bit jacked here. So let's see how long it takes for load. But let's see if we can get that corrected. Otherwise, our autopilot's going to be next to, well, gyro pilot's going to be next to useless because it's going to be flying in the wrong direction. All right, so gyro. All right, let's go drift. Okay. So we do have this set heading indicator drift. Let's try that. I think it's D. All right, so cancel it. Let's try Shift D. All right, so now we got Shift D. Let's go D. Oh, we got to let it catch up with us for a second. All right. And D, it's on 4 things, so that's what we want to get rid of. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. We'll go ahead and just rename this DC-3. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. And that's going to get rid of that. And now it's Shift D. Oh, so we want this one is just D. Okay. Go back, save. All right, let's see if this corrects it now. Nope. So that means we're going to have to do. The adjustment. So we got to go back to controls, and we're going to go drift, and we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to go Shift D and Control D. Okay, so let's try that. So, okay, so we got this one working. So let's just spin it around to get to out there. All right, so now how do I move back? Now that I moved that way, how do I, oh geez. Okay. All right, let's just go with that. All right, we got our. Okay, so now we are pretty close to a line, so that should hopefully solve our problems with the gyro. All right, so we are ready to go. Landing lights, booster pumps on, and we're going to call out. So we are. Corvallis traffic, West Coast 4, taking runway 17 for a left upwind departure to the north. Corvallis. Alright, so parking brake is off, and we're going to taxi out. Alright, so let's go ahead and get get aligned here. Okay. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and lock our tail wheel. Alright, we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and get the airspeed's coming alive. Well, coming up, 80 knots, 90, and we're coming up. Gear coming up. Power coming back, 240, 2, props coming back to 25.5. There we go. Gear coming up. Figure out how to raise my seat because I messed that up. Okay, so we got the power pulled back. We're still climbing out. We're going to go ahead and get our gyro going here. Go ahead and get our heading to north. Sorry about that. And we're still climbing out. We want to go ahead and Okay, we're climbing out now. All right, let's go ahead and get our checklist back up here. And we got our flaps up, we got our gear up, we got our hydraulic to gyro, our fuel boosts are coming off. We don't need anti-ice, our landing lights are going to go ahead and come off now. Corvallis traffic, West Coast 4 departing to the north last call, Corvallis. And we need to be on 127.5. In Seattle Center, West Coast 4 with you, climbing 4,000 to 6,000.
Goes to Cascade departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 6,000, vectors to Newburgh, then on navigation.
Climb into 6,000, vectors to Newburgh, then on navigation for West Coast 4.
Seattle Center on 132.075.
Going to Seattle Center on 132.075, West Coast 4. 132.075, 132. Seattle Center, West Coast 4 with you at 5,000, climbing to 6,000.
Coast 2, Seattle Center. Good morning, Corvallis altimeter 30.09er.
Okay, anti-ice cowl flaps to trail. I think we're already in trail. We're good there, and we don't need the blowers. Landing lights are off, and we're good to go. So we're trying to pick up the Newburgh VOR. I think we're not quite high enough. It's kind of funny, we think we should be. Okay, we're coming up to 6,000
Coast
here.
2, Seattle Center. Expect the ILS runway 22 approach into McMinnville. I'll call your descent in roughly 20 minutes.
And we'll expect the ILS into runway 22 at McMinnville and wait for you to descend. West Coast 4.
Coast 2, contact Portland approach on 118.1.
Going to approach on 118.1, West Coast 4.
Roger.
All right, 118.1. Portland approach, West Coast 4's with you at 6,000. Tanks. Okay. Still not picking up the VOR, so I'm not sure why that is. Let's check that again. 17.4. Uh-oh. 17.4, so let's go ahead and figure out which heading we need there. Alright, looks like we need to come to the left a little bit. Okay, now we are in the clouds. What is the temperature outside? Let's just go ahead and put our windshield heat on just in case. Don't think we're going to need it. Alright, we need to pick up approach. Portland approach, West Coast 4 with you at 6,000.
Coast 2, Portland approach. Good morning, Albany, altimeter 30.07.
0.07 for West Coast 4. Temperature's looking pretty good. We're good there. We are at 6,000. Trying to maintain 6,000.
Climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climbing to flight level 220, Horizon Air 2371.
Have Amanda on today, so we'll go ahead and get Amanda to cover the radios. Go ahead and switch to Amanda. Good morning, Amanda. I'm going to pass the radios over to you.
I've got the radio, Scott.
Climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climbing to flight level 220, United 2439.
So, here we are. We're going to McMinnville here. I don't think we'll all make it all the way up here. We're going to be on ILS for runway 22, is what he told us. So let's go ahead and get the ILS to 22. With that transition, I don't think we're going to make it all the way up there. I think he's going to turn us in it anyway. And the ILS into 22 will look like this. So we'll probably just come in here and intercept. So we're going to need to get 110.9 tuned in here. That's not good. Okay, and that ILS is down to 200 feet. And I think we're set at 200 feet. Outside. See that cloud layer we just came through. Here. Hey Amanda, how far do you think we have to go to get to McMinnville?
We're about 5.6 miles out from McMinnville.
Roger that, thank you.
You're welcome, Scott.
Everything's looking good. Everything's in the green. Temperature outside about 8 degrees Celsius. We're still trucking along here. Way. There we go. Hopefully start getting us down here so we don't have to dive down to the ground. We are going to have to get switched over to the ILS. Unfortunately, we lost our green. We got our green going there, so that'll at least get us to the VOR, and we need 110.9 for the ILS, so let's go ahead and do that here. So we got the ILS in there now. So this will be the ILS, that's where it is. We're still headed towards Newburgh. So we still should be okay. And I think that's McMinnville right below us. Is it not? Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and I think we're going to go out here and come back. And Amanda, can you go ahead and request to get a descent, please? We want to get down at 20.
Requesting descent now.
I'm going to get down to 2,900.
Portland approach coast 2, requesting a descent to a lower altitude.
Coast 2, descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Altimeter 30.08.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Altimeter 3008, coast 2.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, where are you going? No, 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 no.
Coast 2, descend and maintain 3500, turn right, heading 055 vectors for the ILS runway 22 approach.
Descend and maintain 3,500. Right heading 055 for vectors to the ILS runway 22 approach. Coast 2.
Heading 055 is the direction we want to go. Speed here, heading 055. And coming down. So we're going to go ahead and switch to the main tanks. We're going to go ahead and get up to auto rich. And we still need to get down, so let's get down. We're going to go ahead and get our landing lights on, our pumps on, and we're going to keep our descent going here. I don't think we need to go that fast. And I think we're going down to 3,500. Alright, so the approach is 218, so let's get 218 dialed in. Okay, should be about there.
Coast 2, turn left, heading 020. Coast 2, turn left, heading 015.
Turning left, heading 020, Coast 2. Left, heading 015, Coast 2.
Coast 2, 3 miles from Eunice. Turn left, heading 305, descend and maintain 2500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 approach.
Left, heading 305. Descend and maintain 2,500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 approach. Coast 2.
Coast 2, radar services terminated. McMinnville Airport at your 10 o'clock, 10 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Squawk VFR. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. Safe flights.
And approach, we'll cancel IFR at this time for West Coast 4 and Squawk at VFR. Have a good day.
Coast 2, roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Frequency change approved.
Alright, let's see, how are we doing? Oh, we just threw the final. Alright, so we're going to need to come back here. And we're going to get our gear down. So let's keep going down. We need to be down to 2,500. So let's keep going down. intercepting and then coming left. Alright, let's go ahead and get our flaps down. We're going to go full props. I still don't have the airport in sight. Not sure why. Right here. I think that's the airport right there. McMinnville traffic, West Coast 4. We are about a 5-mile final runway 22, full stop.
Nobody is listening on 122.8.
Need 123, that's why. McMinnville traffic, West Coast Air on final runway 22, full stop. Not doing too well here today. Let's go ahead and get her down. We got half flaps. We've got gear down. We have runway in sight. Go ahead and get 3/4 flaps. Okay, we're good to go. We got landing lights on, we've got pumps are on, we have gear down, we have flaps at 3/4. One more notch to go. And last notch of flaps coming in. McMinnville traffic, West Coast Air on 1 mile final runway 22, full stop. Alright. Flaps coming off. We're going to go ahead and get off here. Alright, we're going to go landing lights off. Cow flaps are coming open. Alright, that was an interesting flight. Certainly got to clean up the piloting skills. That wasn't so good. But we did get down safe. We'll see. Let's see when we get over here to parking how things went. Alright, let's see. We are... landing tail wheel is unlocked. We're going to go ahead and lock it now as we taxi a little bit here. Flaps are up, cow flaps are open, booster pumps are coming off. And pitot heat and window heat is coming off. Trim is at neutral. And we are coming back to auto lean. All right, we are gonna go ahead and get turned off here. Okay. Let's see if we can get this thing spun around. Okay, we are in and parking brake is on. Tail wheel is locked. Cowl flaps going closed. Maybe. Flaps going closed. And radio's coming off, generator's coming off. We can get the lights off. And mixture back to cutoff. Fuel selectors to off. Magnetos to off. Position lights coming off, beacon coming off, going to the battery cart. And that should, let's go ahead and get the doors open. Okay. We'll go ahead and get our ACARs filed here. And that is complete as well. So I think we made it. So let's take a moment and go take a look at the website. All right, here's the website. Let's go take a look at our last PIREP. Here we are. We took off, came up, circled around, flew through final, came back. Looks like we had 158 feet per minute landing. Took us an hour and 17 minutes, which was certainly, I think, longer than it was supposed to be. But we made it anyway. All right, with that, I think we will call it another successful flight. Everybody have a great day.
That's all, folks.